As long as we don't turn, it's good for one person for now. I'll help you tomorrow. Try it. They all nodded in agreement and started having fun again. Sawyer went to the sea a while later in his usual swimsuit to swim a little. Barbara said, "I envied her. How easily he went into the water." Crystal asked them with a special voice that whales and dolphins could hear to accompany the girl in the water. Sawyer was swimming when suddenly something approached her from below and then held her above the water. She looked at what was on her in surprise and fear. An orca. She couldn't believe it. Crystal said, "I asked him to have fun together. Don't be afraid." Sawyer nodded and said to the whale, "Thank you." The whale took a slow breath and started swimming and then accelerated. Sawyer held onto her dorsal fin as tightly as she could to keep from falling. The baby whales also swam and jumped out of the water with them. The tourists and the natives stared at the girl and the whale's movements with excitement and amazement, and the cameras started working again. Sawyer felt like a surfer, sometimes riding on the wave and sometimes inside its ring. A beautiful and unique excitement and stress. Herbert and Rebecca also stood, watching the scene. Rebecca said, "This is how friendship shows itself in places like this. Look at how longing and eager people look at them." Herbert said, "I wish it was her mother. She was a lively and happy woman." Rebecca said, "Yes, Rosita was just like Sawyer. God bless her." After a while, the whale came towards the beach and moved a little further along it. Sawyer got off his back and stood in front of his eyes and said, "Thank you very much. It was great." The whale nodded and returned with the next wave. The next day, Eliza put on the diving suit Sawyer had brought her, along with the fins, and headed for the water. This time, the fish, whales, and dolphins were waiting for her to step into the sea like guests at a ceremony. Eliza took a few steps forward until the waves reached her knees. Ella, Abigail, Madison, Eric, Sawyer, and the others watched in silence. She waited for a while. She felt nothing and her legs were still. Finally, she took the plunge and went into the water. Nova said, "It's the answer." Sawyer, "You have to answer. The suit is completely waterproof." A few minutes after Eliza had been underwater, her head suddenly came out of the water. "Guys, my legs turned into a tail." She lay down on the water with a sad look and a slap on the face. "No way!" Everyone was both greedy and shouted with joy. Eliza said, "Great, isn't it? Sawyer's tail is hot." Sawyer said, "I'm happy for you. Now you can go and see wherever you want. Go girl, pack a bag and enjoy yourself." "Sure." And turning to the dolphins, whales, and the fish that had saved him, she continued, "Let's go. Show me everything and everywhere." And they all disappeared into the water.